Well, with that, let's move on. Time for some D Street chatter. We have Nimesh joining in as always. He's been extremely busy, and of course, a lot of his chatter is always coming through, including that big deal with Korte Patil. What's the latest? The color this Holi is still red, Nimesh.
Well,
and congratulations on that big break, by the way, the Korte Patil break.
Thank you, Surabhi. So from a market point of view, I guess it's extremely range bound, but there is not much activity as well. Out of the truncated week, the flows are quite muted as well, is what I understand. Even the retail participation seems to be on the lower side today. From an institutional point of view, the sector which is seeing a bit of buying interest is oil and gas stocks. So HPCL, BPCL, ONGC for that matter. There was a Morgan Stanley tactical buy as well on ONGC today. So that's one space which is well bid, is what I understand from a flow perspective. On the downside, watch out for 21,800. We are still far away from there. But that could be a big support to watch out for on the downside. But given it's a truncated week, the flows are quite muted today, and there is not much institutional flow as well, barring some buying, as I said, in the oil and gas stocks.
All right, Nimesh, Amit was just speaking about predictable growth. We don't know about whether growth is predictable or not, but the stock tidbits that you give and the insight that you give is predictable. So anyone who's chasing that, they will always be better informed and ahead of the curve. So what stocks have you brought for us today?
Well, Mangalam, you're just putting much pressure on me to just deliver, and it's not easy. So you take it with a pinch of salt. A lot of my stuff go wrong as well. So, we just claim on the right stuff, but there are things which go wrong as well. Anyway, the first stock on my list today is Jubilant FoodWorks. That's the stock that you track, Mangalam, very closely. While the stock has been consolidating with a negative bias, the stock has corrected from the peak. There has been some positive, brokerage notes as well of late. But the sense I'm getting is there could be a block in Jubilant FoodWorks very soon. Not a large one, close to 1 to 1.5% equity is what likely to change hands in Jubilant FoodWorks very soon. So that's the first stock. The second stock is Indostar Capital. Within the NBFC, small NBFC space, last couple of days, this stock has actually ridden pretty hard. The volumes have also picked up as well. I understand some large HNI investors have turned very active buyers in Indostar Capital. So that is the reason why you're seeing a bit of action in Indostar of late. The third stock is Kotak Bank. While we all talk about IndusInd for the last couple of days, looks like there's a bit of shift happening now to other private sector bank stocks from a flow perspective, and Kotak Bank stands out. So for the last few days, there is institutional buying happening in Kotak Bank, and one leading long-only fund has turned active buyer as well in Kotak Mahindra Bank. So that's the third one. And the last stock is BSE. The stock is in an F&O band, so only can buy in cash. There is a bit of cash buying happening in BSE in today's market. Remember, even this stock is corrected very sharply, all the way from 5,400 to almost 4,000 now. But for BSE, watch out for if there is any change in terms of they changing their weekly expiry date. So maybe that could be the next trigger to watch out as far as BSE is concerned.
Okay, all right. Nimesh, thanks a lot for that. See you on Editors Roundtable in the next 20 minutes or so.